Here we have a circle. We can see here an arc on the circle has been marked in bold. Here we have an angle which is standing on the arc. We say the angle is subtended by the arc. Note that when this point is moved, the angle stays the same all the way around. Provided the angle stands on the same arc, it is always the same as we move it around the major arc. Note the major arc here is in blue. If we change the arc on which it stands, the angle changes as well. If we now move this around the major arc, see that the angle remains the same. So as we move around the major arc, the blue arc, the angle stays as 40 degrees. What happens if we then take the angle down into the minor arc? Note that it becomes 140 degrees. And if we move around this minor arc, it always stays as 140 degrees. Note also that 140 plus 40 is 180. So any two angles standing on the same arc must be the same, because we know that if we move this one, it stays the same all the way round. This is important because often in questions you see configurations like this, which are not necessarily the same as the way they're presented to you in a textbook. What we've discussed so far is that if we have an arc and we have two angles standing on the arc, then the angles are the same. So angle A is equal to angle B. When you're asked to give questions about angles, you're often asked to give reasons why you're stating a particular value. If you've used this fact, then you should write angle subtended by arc. Here we have an arc. The two angles are said to be subtended by the arc, and they are equal. In this example here, we should be able to see that A and 30 degrees are both angles subtended from this arc. We can see that A is subtended by the arc here, and 30 also stands on the same arc. Therefore, A is equal to 30 degrees. A slightly different picture, but we should see the two angles stand on the major arc here. We can see the B stands on the arc, and the 110 stands on the arc. It follows that B must be equal to 110 degrees. Remember, the correct name for this fact is angle subtended by arc, although for obvious reasons some pupils like to remember it as mountain peaks.